Good day, everybody. Welcome to my game room. I had a subscriber, really good guy, Matt Wilkins. He had suggested I do a video on some of my favorite games. I'm just gonna kind of go through this room here and just pick out some that I really like a lot. Um, I'm just gonna kind of start here. Let's just start here. Well, I can definitely start with Acquire. I really like that game a lot. That version over there is the Hasbro Big Box Edition. That's a Sid Saxton classic, and my wife and I like that game a lot. We definitely let that game survive up there. As many of you may know, it's been upgraded to survive Escape from Atlantis. That's a game where you're trying to just get as many people off of this failing island as you can. And of course, they're having to face off against sharks and whales and all sorts of stuff. And you can, it's a cool game. I like that one a lot. Let's just keep looking through here. I just recently found this one, Pandemic, and my wife and I like this game a lot. We finally actually beat it the other day, and we like that game. It's a fun game. This game, Chase 10, this isn't a game that is very well known. I don't know how many copies of this game has been made, but this is a fun little card game. You're basically trying to end up with the highest card, and I'll have to post like a link to the rules and stuff, but it's a fun little game. Let's see here. What else we got? My wife and I love Canasta. This version is called Canasta Caliente, and if you've never played Canasta, it's a really fun game, but this particular version has a card that's worth negative 100 points, and you can use it, I believe, to trade in to fill your hands up with some more cards. That's a fun game. Lost Cities is another fun game that we really like. That's a fun game. Let's see here. We like Free Parking. That's a cool game. Let's see here. I'll tell you, Forbidden Desert is a fun game, but that game can just drive me nuts. Let's see here. Probe. Now, we don't play this game much. This is a fun little game to play for a group. It's like Advanced Hangman. It's a fun little game. Black Sheep's a cool game. Let's see here. Battleship Star Wars. That's a cool little game. I haven't played it that much, though. Let's see here. This is a fun game called Rubik's Race. This basically is a game where you're trying to move all these tiles around to match what's on this little, you can't really see it, that little cube over there. You're having to match it to match, I'm sorry, you're having to rearrange all the tiles and move them around. It's a fun little game. Let's see. Lord of the Rings. This is a fun game. We have yet to beat it. This is one of those co-op games where you're trying to get to Mordor and destroy the ring, and that's a fun co-op game, but we have yet to beat it. Let's see. Castle Panic's a fun little game. We've beaten that one too, but we like the way that one works. Let's see. Let me go over here to the bookshelf. Yahtzee Turbo is a fun game. If you like Yahtzee, this version uses dice and cards, and you're having it's kind of like it's set up like a little game show. It's kind of cool. Let's see here. Hoopla is a fun little co-op game. Scopa, yeah, we like this game a lot too. This is an Italian game that kind of plays a little bit like Casino. That's a fun game. Let's see. This is another cool game, Roll Through the Ages. That's a cool little civilization building game that uses dice. Okay, now I'm going into the 3M Bookshelf series here. High Bid's a fun little game. Mr. President, that is a great game. We really like that one a lot. Let's see what else we got. Wildfire Dominoes is a pretty fun game. It basically takes dominoes to a whole new level. We have these three little games here, and Monad's a fun game that my wife and I like to play as well. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. This is a fun game, Scrabble Word Rummy. This is basically a game where you're basically building words rummy style, but you can add on to words, and you can rearrange cards and make new words and stuff. And the game is fun. My wife and I like that one a lot. Let's see. Trying to think if there's anything else on this section. Don't really see anything. Let's try this big section over here. Bermuda Triangle is a fun game, and so is Daytona 500, but we don't play those very much. Let's see. Tetris Link is a lot of fun. Let's see. I'm just looking through here. Ticket to Ride, of course, is a classic fun game, and King Tokyo, that's a fun game too. But we don't really play those very often. This is a game we don't play often, but this is probably one of the best versions of Life that we found is Twist and Turns. It has a little electronic device, and basically it gives you a lot of freedom to do what you want, and it's a fun little game. We picked up Black Box recently, and that's another game that my wife and I both like. It's a fun game. Let's see here. King Oil. That is a great game. We play that one some. Of course, you know, the rules don't really tell you what to do when you run out of those oil derricks, but it's a fun game. And Thunder Road, we haven't played that game very much, but that's a fun little game too. Let's see. Hotels is a fun game to play with a group. Let me see here. What else we got? We haven't played Football Fever in a while, but that's a pretty cool little game. Let's see. Here's the other version of Probe. Let's see what else we got here. Here's a game called Sharpshooter. This actually is a pretty fun game. It took us forever to find the rules of this game, but this is just a game where you're trying to get rid of cards as fast as you can, and you have this shark spitting cards out at you. And here's another one called Sidewinder. This is a very physical game. You're basically trying to move this thing, all these balls up into your opponent's slot and trying to be the one that gets them all there first. And that game will wear you out. Oh, let's see. Battleship Live. Now, that's a fun game. We haven't, again, played this one very much, but this one has... This one really is a cool game if you ever can find it. Let's see. Okay, let me move over here to the card section. See if there's any here. Dutch Blitz. Very fun game, a speed game. I love speed games, but this is one of the best ones you can find is that one. Let's see here. I'm just looking. This is a fun game, Japer. This is like a trading game where you're trying to trade and make the most money. That's a fun game. This, guys, is a great game called Ruckus. This is another one of those speed games where you can steal your opponent's cards and you're trying to go out first. If you find this game, I highly recommend getting it. Of course, you have Chrononauts. It's a fun game. Let's see here. This is a fun game to play in a group. We actually played this game, and my poor aunt only had ship cards, and that's all she could play, and they kept getting taken out by pirates. So it was just like, yeah, here's some ships for you. Let's see here. Actually, there's one game I forgot about, and this is one of my all-time favorites. It is Pit. This is a great game, and I love this game. And you know what? I have a game, Taboo, over here somewhere. Where's Taboo? I think it's in this section somewhere. Oh, Taboo, where are you? There's Taboo. I would have to say this is probably one of my top 2 games right here. I absolutely love this game. This game makes me laugh probably more than anything else. It's a great game. Let's see. Moods is a fun game if you have the right people. Basically, you're given a mood and you have to say the statement in that particular mood. So that could be rather interesting. Masterpiece, that's a pretty cool game. Let's see here. You cannot go wrong with Apples to Apples. That game's a blast to play. And of course, Sour Apples Apples is pretty cool too. Catchphrase is another really cool game. Where's that one game that? Let's see, Dixit. Now that's a pretty cool game. That game will make you think for sure. There it is. Balderdash. This is a great. This game will make you laugh. My dad is hilarious at this game. If you've ever played it, you basically are going to be making up your own definitions to words, hoping that your opponents will pick them. My dad put that a Zobo was a zebra that hopped on a train. You can't beat that. And of course, you have the sequel to that too. So let me see if there's anything else here. I haven't actually played all these games yet. These are the games that take more than 2 players. But I would say out of all those games, those are probably some of my favorites. So anyway, there you go.